Hello, everybody, and welcome to another semi-monthly, bi-weekly edition of the Nothing of Value podcast.
I don't mind bi-weekly. I mean, I'm going to be off next week.
Well, I'm just making a joke because we've kind of said weekly, but kind of like sometimes we have things to do.
We still have lives.
Yeah, we have lives,
lives.
Jeff. I hate to tell you.
So how about periodical?
Kind of like the way you put out your regular videos
Oh,
at
yeah.
Tactical.
Yeah. I did release a new video last week, though.
That's there you go.
I did it, yeah.
See,
the response was really good.
We suddenly plugged your thing 1 minute in.
Yeah. So I told him in the video, I said, look out for the podcast. So it's officially been promoted now.
Oh,
okay.
So people will be looking out
so we
for
may
it.
actually get a third listener.
Hopefully.
Cross-promotion.
No, the one episode I put up, and by the way, I tried to upload another one, but it only went halfway and then failed.
No, I think,
So
I think you helped me anyway, because like when I stream, I have like 4 viewers.
Oh, wow.
And I don't even know them.
Well, there you go.
Well, you should ask them if they're Tacticalites.
Yeah, you could.
What are your followers called? Tacticlers?
No, I call them...
Tectites?
No, they're clearly sperm incels.
Mine are barbarians.
Barbarians? That's really good. Barbarians. Because he's bubble bearing.
That's right.
Anyway, welcome to another episode. We have an interesting docket list. This is a podcast about everything in geek culture where we get to hear ourselves talk for an hour.
Yeah.
Give or take.
We were just before the show, we were talking about how like decorating an apartment, how hard that is.
Oh, it's very hard.
I don't get it. I don't know how to do it. I like look at an open space and I just think I can put a couch here.
Yeah,
and
isn't that what you do? Isn't that decorating? Just put a couch down?
No, but like I'm looking
put a
at
table,
this,
maybe a TV.
I'm looking at this apartment that I saw on Reddit. Like it has boat oars as like wall ornaments, and it looks really good in the picture. But like I wouldn't have thought of that. I don't have a boat.
Why would you have an oar and not a boat?
Maybe this guy has a boat. Maybe he has a boat and he was just like, oh, fuck, I've got no room for my oars in the closet.
It's got like a painting over there. I'd probably put like a big Batman poster.
Yeah, maybe.
Actually, I do have a painting on the wall because we bought one at Games Club.
I have one right up there. But you know, interestingly enough, that guy probably has a desk lamp on his boat.
But your painting that you have right there, Jeff, it looks like concept art from Blade Runner.
It is actually by an artist who does video game art, who does video game landscapes and scenes.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you're not far off, actually. Anyway, on today's topic list, we're going to be talking about the new Kia Peter Pan commercial. We're going to be talking about...
I don't know how new it is. I've seen it for a while, but it's not very...
Mango. We have a dog in the studio.
I just saw it. I just saw that thing on like a Twitch advertisement, and it totally got me jonesed. I saw it on mute.
We don't talk about it yet. We're going over the topic list first.
Okay. Well,
And then we'll jump into the topics.
I want to get into it.
Fuck. Also up, we're going to talk about solar. We're going to talk about what her name is. Marie Tran. Is that her name?
Marie Tran.
I don't know. Apparently she's pissed off because people thought she sucked.
No, it's not that she's pissed off. She's just...
Okay, don't talk about the topics, Doug. Talk
Get
about
your
the topic
fucking
list
topics
first, and then we'll
right.
talk about the topics.
Get your topics right.
All right.
Jesus.
Avengers 4 concept art was released. That's interesting.
But like we don't
And you
even
got
know
the
it's
topic
real.
right.
You
No,
know,
it was
'cause, like there's Hulk and he's wearing like a full on thing.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to complain about the new Raijintek case lineup at Computex. Yeah, Computex. These guys don't know anything about hardware, but they will once I explain it. Solo movie Deadpool 2 talk, and we're going to talk about Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, which seems to be all the new hotness because it's absolutely insane and hilarious looking.
And free. Let's not forget free. It plays into it.
So let's start with Avengers 4, because we talk about it a
It's
lot.
like the third thing on the list.
So let's start with it, because it's not related to anything else. Let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
So there was new concept art that showed the whole Avengers 4 team, all the people that survived Infinity War. And it looks like concept arts, but it apparently was from a retailer's website for a toy advertisement. And someone on Twitter who is associated with Marvel Studios, I couldn't find the tweet for the life of me prior to recording today, but did confirm that it is real. in context, as in like it's real toy promotion, but probably ties into the movie. And it seems to fit because it's got Captain Marvel in it, it's got Ant-Man in it, it's got a new Hawkeye in it, and it's got Hulk in a suit looking all smart like Professor Hulk. So he's Banner / Hulk, which seems to be where they were going with that story arc anyway. It's like Hulk wants a life, and Banner's reluctant to give it to him, and they'll come to some sort of resolution, and there comes Hulk.
I don't think it was.
How does that actually work out, though? Like, okay, when you say Hulk wants a life, how do you... Like, I can't conceptualize what you're trying to say, because...
So Hulk wants to exist like he did in Ragnarok. 2 years, he's Hulk. People love him. He's adored. He fights. He does what he loves, and he exists.
I took it the other way. I took as Hulk didn't want to come out and play because he got his ass whooped, and he didn't want another ass whooping.
I don't think that was it. I think he got his ass whooped in Infinity War because his heart wasn't in it.
Well, that, and Thanos had 2 Infinity Stones
Oh,
when
no.
he fucked up the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Hulk wasn't going to win that.
No.
And, like, one of those Infinity Stones was
Actually,
the
he
Power
only
Stone.
had one at the time.
That was the Power Stone.
It was the Power Stone, but yeah.
Which, like...
Makes you stronger than everyone.
Yes.
So there's that. But that's my theory. I think they're going to have a talk, Brett Banner and Hulk, and they're going to be like, listen, I can't give you a life you want, but I can give you a life if you can give me the same life.
Wouldn't that just be a battle of the psyches, though? Like, why would Hulk be okay with Banner living in his body? You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That
It's
has
really
happened in
ego
the comics,
versus
though,
it.
right? There was a Hulk called...
Mr. Fix-It?
No.
There's been multiple Hulks.
There have been lots of different versions.
Hold on,
like
let's find
Grey
him.
Hulk,
Smart
there's-
Hulk.
Sure. I mean...
15 smartest Hulks, according to CBR.com.
Comicbookresource.com.
Wow, that's amazing. You see, this is the one I envisioned.
Which is the Green Hulk,
No, hold
Scar,
on. Scar, yeah,
there's
Mr.
Mr.
Fix-It,
Fix-It,
Lyra, Nerd Hulk.
Nerd Hulk.
What else we got here? Brett Banner? That doesn't sound right.
Nah, this is...
I'll know it as soon as I see it. It might have been Scar. That sounds familiar.
Scar is his son.
Oh. Yeah, here it is. Merge. Professor Hulk. After years of attempting to treat Bruce Banner and the Hulk, Leonard Samson was finally... Who's Leonard Samson? Samson. I recognize that. He's a different character.
He's like a super strong character in the Hulk universe.
Was finally able to diagnose multiple personality disorder and plan his treatment accordingly. His solution was to integrate the personalities of Bruce Banner, Grey Hulk, and Green Hulk. This process resulted in the creation of a new Hulk, a green behemoth with Banner's intelligence and Grey Hulk's cunning and the Green Hulk's strength. That's where I think they're going.
So that's basically just the best of everything.
Yeah. They're going to make Super Hulk. Because that's the only resolution to that problem.
No. I mean, we don't have to go to
What do you mean
Super
no?
Hulk.
That seems like a pretty good answer.
No, but Jeff said it's the only solution. It's not the only solution.
What's the other solution?
What's the other solution then?
I mean, the other solution is that Hulk gets his mojo back.
This is what we do on this
comes out.
podcast. We put Doug on the spot, and then he stammers, and we isolate those recordings and keep them.
Yeah.
We don't ever play them for everybody. We have a bunch of them.
Oh yeah,
We
they are
just keep them.
fantastic.
Okay, so
As I said, they break Hulk back out of his shell, and he comes out to fight again.
but that's not actually a resolution. That's just going back to the way it was,
Sure,
which
but
created conflict in the first place, which is what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to resolve it by making Super Hulk. They might do that in a later movie, but they're not going to do it here.
Okay,
They've
then
already got a
recommend
Superman.
alternatives then.
I can't tell if Doug is being contrarian for the podcast's sake or if he actually thinks this.
Doug, give us alternatives then.
But I can't think of an actual alternative.
I can
just
think of
don't think
one.
they're going to do it.
I can think of one. I think what might happen is Hulk forcibly takes over for the duration of the film and then effectively dies at the end and gives Banner his life back by committing suicide.
So basically, there is no more Hulk?
Yeah, it just disappears into Bruce Banner's psyche, and they can never draw upon him again. That's a route they could go. Or the other way around. Maybe Banner dies, quote-unquote, effectively, and Hulk is forever Hulk. He just overpowers his personality. It could be a genuine psyche battle as opposed to a compromise.
As a psyche battle or like a compromise, what are things Hulk enjoys?
Fighting.
Yeah.
Applause.
Yeah.
Evidently. Independence. He liked being by himself, apparently. He was in no urgent rush to leave whatever that planet was called. Jeff Goldblum and the orgy people.
I think that was called Planet Scar or something.
Yeah.
Battle Planet, whatever it was.
Yeah. So he seemed happy. You got a taste of life that wasn't just about showing up to break stuff and then retreating.
Because how could Banner create a compromise with the Hulk if we keep with Doug's theory of the two psyches remaining separate?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I picture yourself as Bruce Banner, Doug.
Okay.
How would you compromise with an unstoppable force within you?
I don't think I could. But I think Marvel is not going to want to have multiple superheroes in the same movie. They're going to save it for later.
Hulk's one of those those unknowns where he's like a variable that is unpredictable. It's the thing where they say, we've got a Hulk.
Yeah.
And that's just the ultimate response to, armies and stuff like that.
Well,
I assume they're going to keep that. I mean, even saying we've got a Captain Marvel. Doesn't have the same ring.
I understand that. But the problem is they've brought out a ultimate superhero for this next film. To revamp and have two ultimate superheroes.
Well, there would be three. Because Thor is leveled up.
Oh, you're right.
Thor is leveled up. Hulk actually hasn't really made much of an impact in the first movie. So when Hulk really busts out, busts a cap, then he's probably going to make an impact, right?
Big time.
Especially since he's going to be mad. Whereas at the beginning of Infinity War, I think he was just Jeff was saying, his heart just wasn't in it.
No, you're probably right. I just don't think they're going to have a super Hulk come out of this. They're not going to have Professor Hulk. They're not going to have a solo Hulk, no Banner left. They're going to want to keep that. Maybe they'll do it in a future movie. But I don't think this one has
They could compromise by sharing time.
That's what, yeah.
They could just agree. It's just okay, you know what, buddy? You want some more time? I'll give it to you.
You got Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I have Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sunday. We'll just roll the dice.
Yeah.
Or it could just be, anytime we get into a battle, you can go nuts and do whatever you feel like. And, the rest of the time, if I got to
But he wants the life outside of it.
But that's not... That's the way the status quo was, that they
But I don't think Banner cares to hang out. Banner in that movie was very awkward and uncharacteristically unfeeling.
Well, he basically got his body back after 2 years of...
Oh, I understand that. But I think he's also resigned to the fact that he's prepared to be a slave, or not a slave, but a tool in the background.
Okay, so there was this comic book, it was a Hulk comic book, where Bruce Banner couldn't Hulk out. He just, they assumed he was cured. And then this, gamma bomb fell on Banner again, and he Hulked out all over again. And I'm talking real time. It took almost 2 years, real time.
Yeah.
So, from the age of, 22 to 24, there was no Hulk in any comic books. There was only, Hulk's family, Red Hulk and She-Hulk and stuff like that. But there's no Hulk, right? And 2 years real time. And then finally Hulked out, and it was this 2-page massive picture. It looked amazing. And you were psyched. And then they, canceled the comic book, but whatever.
Yeah.
Going forward, they've got to do something like that, where it's Banner's just going to take over. Maybe they might just science the fuck out of it and get the Hulk there, and Banner keeps his mind, which would be the Professor Hulk thing.
Yeah.
But,
maybe. I just don't see them doing that much in this movie.
But, the compromise is, how would you compromise with the Hulk if you
I don't
were
think you
Banner?
can. I mean, this is a man who wants to be an unstoppable force. Or, sorry, a being who wants to be an unstoppable force. How do you compromise with an unstoppable force?
Well, I'm sure Marvel has the answer, and
I'm sure they do.
Well, I don't know how they did in the original comic books. Going forward with the concept art, it shows Miss Marvel
Yep.
Hawkeye's finally there.
Hawkeye does show up.
Apparently, like, Hawkeye broke both of his arms filming Avengers 4.
Wow.
Doing a stunt or something.
Well, that's when his only power is archery.
Yeah, it's going to be a little shitty.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing that's missing in that concept art is the Wasp.
Yeah. And we know she's in Avengers 4. There's well, okay, maybe not. Because...
I mean, we'll know more.
Because we know it. We've known it. The leaked set shots of Avengers 4, supposedly Avengers 4, where they've got the recreated New York battle scene from Avengers 1 plus Ant-Man on the set. There is no Wasp in those pictures, as far as I know. So we know Ant-Man's in it, but we don't necessarily know that the Wasp is in it.
Now, this is one of those we'll know more when we see Ant-Man and Wasp, and maybe this is a way to make sure people go to that movie.
It is,
Who
exactly.
knows?
Like I said, Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp were the only two MCU movies coming out before Avengers 4. I think that was done very, very purposely. Yeah. And no new movies have been announced, obviously. They haven't even talked about Phase 4 yet. They're in the works.
Guardians has been announced. And
Spider-Man by accident. Right?
Because Holland leaked it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Guardians, you're right, has been announced, and they have talked about that. But Guardians is different because it's the part of the MCU you can detach completely, right?
I don't know if you can completely detach it.
The core groups exist on the same planet for the most part, as where Guardians are galactic. They can do other things.
Yes.
So I get that, but they no talk of what's going to happen to Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, none of that. No. Even Black Panther 2, which they know is happening, they know it's happening, hasn't been confirmed. The Black Widow movie, which was supposed to be 2020, hasn't been talked about. But they know it's happening.
Yeah.
But Hulk was wearing this pretty cool, snazzy leotard in the concept art, which is cool.
Everybody was wearing the
I
leotard,
like that.
pretty much.
Yeah, I think Wakanda hooks him up.
Yeah.
Probably.
They do note that Captain America goes back to the blue suit as well. So...
Yeah. I think it's going to be a dramatic scene where Stark throws him his shield.
He also shaves his face.
Yep.
Oh.
What up?
I think
Look at that. Doesn't have to hide from the feds because half of them are dead.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, maybe even more than half. We don't know.
Yeah. And honestly, they probably wouldn't give a fuck at that point. If the Avengers are like, we can reset everything, and you just need to shut the fuck up. And
Also, Romanoff goes back to red hair.
Goes back to red hair. And
I'm done with this topic.
Yeah, let's move on.
Well, I mean, the last one is that Captain Marvel actually goes back to the suit that everyone recognizes her for.
Well, yeah,
Well, the
most.
thing
Versus
is that like the green
teal
suit,
one.
But the teal one is one of those suits that like they're only in set photos, which could be teal on purpose to add computer generation to later on.
Absolutely.
That's correct. We'll never know, or at
Well,
least
we
we won't
will.
know until next March.
Yes.
All right, moving on to things that are less Avengers.
Delete that right off the list. I don't even like looking at that.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Deadpool 2. Let's talk about Deadpool 2.
Are we actually going to get into that? Peter Pan.
A little bit. I don't want to talk about the Peter Pan thing yet.
Okay.
Worse.
Just hop into the Deadpool thing.
Okay.
Deadpool 2. Two of the three of us have seen it.
Did you see the fan-created Deadpool 2 poster?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, you brought it up now?
Yeah, I brought it up now.
All right.
Surprise!
Okay, so yeah, we got to Google my phone.
Oh my god.
Right now.
Fan poster.
Fan
Thanks,
poster.
Doug. We have a pre-show for this reason.
Okay, it shows Peter.
No.
No, is that Peter? The Peter movie.
All right.
Peter's son. No.
Some heroes are born. Some just show up.
Peter.
Okay, where is it, Doug? Come on. You're wasting time here. Valuable podcast. Okay, anyway, while he's talking, so Greg and I have seen it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen it twice now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I liked the villain in it.
The real villain?
The real villain.
So, not Cable.
Correct, not Cable.
Right.
I'm just going to say Juggernaut. I liked it.
Yeah. Although, I got to say that they did a very good job of concealing Juggernaut until I saw the movie. I I saw the trailers. I read forums and Reddit and whatnot. Never any inkling that Juggernaut was in that movie.
Even, you know what, even throughout the movie, I just figured it was like a big bad guy.
Yeah.
And then when Juggernaut showed up, that's when I started cheering. Like, yeah, finally.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the skydiving scene and the Brad Pitt cameo.
Oh,
That
my
was
God.
so amazing.
The whole Vanisher mini plot arc was amazing. It's like, oh, I get it, Vanisher. Yeah, you might be late, running late, maybe 15 minutes late. And then you see just the backpack there, the parachute.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I even like how the guy that pukes toxic stuff, how he goes into the wood chipper and then he pukes on Peter and then Peter dies because of it.
Oh, did you also know that Matt Damon did a cameo in that movie?
No, really?
Yeah. He was one of the farmers at the beginning that Cable kills to get the truck.
No.
He was.
Although, you know what? Straight up, those farmers were talking about using wet wipes.
Yeah.
And those were pretty solid. Because, like, I enjoy using... Okay, so Doug's got the picture up. Sorry, derail before I continue with this.
No, go on. It's just here. So, the story on this one was...
Wait, so go on and then you interrupt me before I continue. Go on, Greg, go on. But... Okay.
What's it say? This is terrible for a podcast. Nobody can see this shit. All right, what does it say?
It says my fist meets Cable, but what happened was this theater didn't actually get a poster for Deadpool 2 from Fox in time.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody literally just took Life of the Party and just basically drew, with marker drew a Deadpool 2 promo art. This has been making the rounds on Twitter now. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's a new Deadpool 2 posters."
Nice.
And it was fantastic.
Oh. Okay, it fell flat a little bit there.
Okay.
No, it is a very interesting concept. It's just that I wish we could show you. Maybe we could edit it into the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that post.
Anyway,
Sure, continue on.
what were we even talking about?
I'll give you
before
the link.
Doug derailed us.
Okay, we were talking about the skydiving scene. You said Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah.
Now, the thing is like, they're right about using wet wipes to actually wipe.
Oh, absolutely.
Those are amazing. And you know what? I've been saying for the longest time, when you do a pass with the wet wipe, you might want to get like another pass with the dry one just to like clear out the moisture. And they swear to God, it's like they stole that little bit from me that I've been saying for months.
Yep. Because you got to dry your ass after you lube it up like that. You can't just leave it wet and put your pants back on. That's not good.
It feels weird. Like it's almost like your cheeks start sliding between each other.
Yeah.
It feels weird. And then going forward, I do enjoy the Mojo guy, the guy from Mojo World, because like some of the jokes were just T.J. Miller taking shots at Ryan Reynolds and vice versa, which was the Mojo World, because Ryan Reynolds is like, so what's your power? He's like, oh, I'm basically just better than you at everything.
Yeah.
And he's from the planet Mojo. And Deadpool's like, I wish for once I could just be on a planet where I'm the best at everything and stuff. And, the rest of the world's full of, like, little retarded people. And then TJ Miller goes, isn't that Canada? like, boom!
Yeah.
Well done, TJ Miller.
Yeah.
Speaking of TJ Miller, though...
Oh, yeah. So apparently, you guys probably know this. He's kind of a rapey. Doug, can you pull up his criminal history?
I can
so
try.
we can see exactly what T.J. Miller is guilty of. But we got to talk about this because new information has come to light, apparently, that might make it acceptable to enjoy T.J. Miller again. And, so he did some bad things. He was a part of the big... We'll call it the Cosby-Weinstein list of celebrities who did some diddling. Doug, can you tell us what he did?
Let's see. So far, he's got an Uber assault incident.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is in 2016.
Yep.
Okay.
Sexual misconduct allegations, late 2017.
That's the big one. Okay.
And then the Amtrak bomb threat.
Yes. So now the 2017 allegations involved what, Mr. Doug? Let's
see. Allegations from back in his college days. Part of a growing movement of people coming forward with sexual abuse claims. No anonymous woman who attended George Washington University with Miller. Apparently was just became violent with her during a sexual encounter,
Yep.
allegedly choked, shook, and punched her in the mouth, all without her consent.
Right.
Normally, I don't get punched in the mouth with consent, so...
Yeah. Now, that's bad. Nobody's
Yeah.
excusing what he did. But after this bomb threat thing that he did on the Amtrak train, it was revealed that he suffered a very serious brain injury, I think. I should really have gotten the details first. But anyway, bottom line is, it turns out he may be legitimately mentally ill. It was a surgery, I believe, that caused him to be this way, apparently. So, unverified, but if you enjoyed Deadpool 2 and you felt guilty, the same way I feel guilty whenever I watch old episodes of House of Cards, maybe this one, just this one, is not okay, but at least we have an explanation. And maybe once he gets his meds, and apparently that's the problem, is that he's got to take medication to control his anger and his delusions, and he wasn't taking it or something like that. Then he can get sorted out. I don't know. I'm no expert. But anyway, Deadpool 2 was great despite his presence. Or, let's be honest, as a result of his presence. He was very good in the movie.
I did. I even enjoyed his lines when Cable kidnapped him.
And you know what? Let's talk about that issue a bit more. Anybody Weinstein and after is getting scrutinized so heavily, and they should be. But everyone Weinstein prior is just like, oh, Hollywood's just turning a blind eye. Roman Polanski fucking raped a 13-year-old girl in the 70s, fled the country after it, but he's still making movies. And everyone still talks about him. He's living in France, avoiding fucking prosecution. Well, actually, he was prosecuted. He wasn't convicted. He agreed to a plea, and then the details changed, and he fled the country, and blah, blah, blah. But he raped a fucking 13-year-old girl. But no, that's fine. Woody Allen married his wife's adopted daughter.
Yeah.
But no, that's okay. We can still enjoy their movies. But if you did anything sexually misconductive after Weinstein, you deserve scrutiny.
Okay, well, it also determines... It needs to look at the level with which we've gone for,
true.
right? Like,
there are levels. I think Louis C.K. and what he did is at the bottom. Like it's not cool what he did,
but
like
it's
jerking off in front of women with only implied consent. It seemed not explicit and under some form of pressure, like peer pressure for sure. He was a better comedian than they were, more successful. Maybe they felt a little bit pressured professionally. Not cool by any means, but not
anything,
rape.
It seems like more of a power thing.
Yeah.
Like at that point, as like, I'm Louis C.K. Look, I can do anything. Look.
But he wasn't even that famous when these things went down. He was just more successful than these women were.
Yeah, like Dustin
so they were like,
Hoffman.
yeah, whatever, I'll watch him.
Like Dustin Hoffman was definitely the power play. He had way more power over all the people that have allegated against him.
Yeah, yeah. And
and
it seemed like, well, in the case of Dustin Hoffman, I mean, his is probably near the bottom of severity as well, I think.
Sure,
because
but...
What did he do? I didn't even know he was on the list, to be honest.
Yeah, so what happened with him is, I know at least some details about this. It started when Meryl Streep said that he approached her on a set and groped her and grabbed her tit and her ass and made some kind of a joke back in the 70s. And apparently she was okay with it at the time. Like, she was just like, they kind of knew each other, and they knew he was just being a dick. But in light of everything, he apologized for it. Mm-hmm. But then it came out that other women throughout the years have complained about him being equally aggressive with them, and it was much less cool.
Well, I mean, I think there was one report of him basically forcing one of the actresses to basically grab his dick.
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
It was meant to be comical.
Yeah.
It was never meant to be like actual, you know what I mean? But that doesn't excuse it.
No, I mean, yeah.
So it was meant to be comical, but that's not funny when it's just like, grab my dick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what's funny about that. But again, not cool. Probably criminal. This is higher than Louis C.K.'s thing. Definitely criminal, but not rape.
No, do you think it's actually higher than Louis C.K.'s thing if it's like above clothes?
Oh, but this was definitely below clothes.
You know what I mean? Like if Dustin Hoffman's like, grab my dank, and it's like above clothing, it's just like heavy petting at that point.
But I think it's still a sex offense. you're probably gonna have to register if you get
As
convicted.
opposed to like whipping it out and jerking it in front of people.
Yeah, you're technically not touching them. I guess indecent exposure, but that's not a sex crime, I don't think. You don't have to register for that. You could probably get arrested. But it was implied consent. He invited them over and then said he was going to do it. And, okay, so, like, reports are mixed. But according to the 5 women that all came forward, they all did agree. Just, they agreed under what is
Weird
understandably duress. It's
Yeah.
like, of some kind. It's just like, well, I'm not going to say no to Louis C.K. I'm just going to let him do it and get it over with, because
He's Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. So, yeah, bad. Very, very, very bad. But, I mean, we're going up the ladder here in terms of criminality. And I think there are degrees. There are certain things, I think, with rehab and with time and with genuine repentance, people can be forgiven.
Sure.
Spacey cannot be forgiven. He fucking hit on a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That's the end of him. Like,
Sure.
he's past the line. Harvey Weinstein, way past the line. 100 women that he fucking just jerks off and just invites up to the thing, promises them a movie if they'll just, like, watch him shower. Like, no, you're done.
No, absolutely.
That's gross.
Well, he also ruined lives when they said no.
Yeah.
Like, there's a different level where you say, you will do this, and they go, no, and you're like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And you find someone else. They say no, and you destroy their career.
Do it or else is the worst,
Yeah.
And Cosby obviously is top of the chain.
Well, I don't know if
and
he's...
rape.
I don't know if he's top of the chain.
Who's higher?
Weinstein.
I mean, Weinstein's higher than
But,
Cosby.
I
but
think
I don't
so.
think Weinstein drugged.
But the
I
drugging
think your
doesn't
angle
make
is that forcing someone to do it against their will is worse than drugging them, and
Probably, yeah.
yeah, because at least they don't remember it.
Well, I mean, it's
I
not that
guess.
at least they don't remember it. It's at least they're not consciously doing it.
For the record, both are terrible. I just
Oh,
want to make this
absolutely.
very clear.
I mean, like, this is like, out of a percentage of 1 to 100 of terrible being 100, these guys go up to the 1,000 mark. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah,
have
they're well
dialed
over
it
the line.
over.
Okay, so I think drugging's worse because when you do the do it or else, like the Weinstein approach, they are still fully mentally aware and can do the consequence versus reward.
They still technically can say no.
Yes,
Although
but they
it would
can
be-
right, but they're still in full control of their own faculties. Whereas if you're in the Cosby situation, you're not.
But I think it just puts it in a far worse scenario for the woman. I mean, now you're, at least with the drug, you're sort of like, well, I didn't have a choice.
Well,
I just showed up for a drink.
That's a valid point. Is that when you wake up as a survivor and you've been drugged, at the very least, you're not, and it's a purely psychological problem associated with sexual assault, is that a lot of women wake up and blame themselves.
Yeah.
From these situations. Like, no matter how out of control it was, they feel like it's their fault. It's one of the hallmarks of post-traumatic stress syndrome among people who've been raped.
Yeah.
It's something I could have done. Didn't walk down this alleyway. Victim blaming. This is where all this comes from. But Doug is right. Is that at least with the drugs, that's an out. Like, if you know deep down, it's like, there's nothing I could have done.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think I agree with that position, but at least it's an argument that makes sense.
I mean,
it's taking drugs is or being, tricked into having drugs is a completely different kind of violation.
I think it's
all
a
in
third-party
itself.
observer. It's worse. The drugging is worse. But as the victim, I can understand the position of, like, if I was drugged, at the very least, I knew I was totally out of control.
Like, yeah, because, I mean, I'm thinking from the victim's perspective, like, you're being forced to do something, and now you have to relive that every day.
You have to live through it. You have to remember it.
This is a guy who now controls your career.
Yeah.
So every time you want a movie, that has to be something sitting on top of your mind.
On top of your face,
Now,
more accurately.
Now, Jeff, as someone who doesn't take any drugs and, refrains from alcohol,
Yep.
and your body is your temple,
Yep.
if someone tricked you into doing drugs, wouldn't that just upset you at the very core?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It would.
And so
It's like that's a punchable offense. If anyone ever did that to me, I would
punchable offense.
I would punch them.
Oh, I agree.
I would punch.
But the thing is, you can.
I would punch.
But Jeff would be angry at the target. Like, he would be visibly angry.
I punched at least 2 or 3.
Okay. So it's not like completely foreign to you.
No. I know how to punch.
Like you would make a fist with your thumb inside the fingers.
Yeah, for extra padding, so my palm doesn't get hurt.
That's right.
No, but okay, I understand both positions. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about any of this, to be honest with you. I'm no expert. We got dogs barking.
They're definitely at like
Hold
the
on.
20s versus 10s.
We got dogs barking. Well, we're not going to cut this out, but I just figured we'd keep everybody in suspense for 30 seconds.
We can mute these mics, right, by pressing.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's just I don't want to have to edit, Greg.
No, we just mute it. You'll still hear me on your mics when I yell at the dogs. Here, it's actually going to be a funny effect. And Mango, shut up! See, look, now it's back to normal. It's just like that.
Winner.
So, to full disclaimer, we don't know what we're talking about when it comes to rape, but we just got into this conversation.
Yeah, because of T.J. Miller.
It's T.J. Miller.
And Deadpool was pretty good.
Deadpool was good. And you know what? I just want certain people to keep creating, even though they have personal flaws. And if it's something that, okay, here's my personal.
As an artist, don't you want them to be flawed? Because that helps their art.
Okay, this is what I think.
To a certain extent, sure.
I genuinely
Not the
believe
diddling women thing, but like
We're not little boys either.
I genuinely believe that most crimes, there are some that are inexcusable, but most crimes can be forgiven. And in fact, if you live in the Western world, if you live in a Western society, and you have barking dogs, you have to believe that people can change.
Yeah.
Rehabilitation, serving your time, getting it done, and coming out and being a better person is a fundamental part of democracy and a free society. We can't just forever condemn people who do things that are bad. With some exceptions.
Yeah.
Raping kids, period.
I was about to say, like, that doesn't need any asterisks.
Torture,
right,
I think.
anything
Yeah.
with children.
Anything with children.
Yeah.
Torture, illegal confinement, enslavement, things like that. Those are terrible and I think
agree.
unforgivable. But even some murder. Like, I'm willing to forgive some murder. Like, not all.
It's kind of one of those things that if some guy did something to your child and then you murdered them,
I can forgive that.
Sure.
I can forgive that almost right away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I don't encourage it. I don't condone it. But yeah, some guy rapes your kid and then you find out about it and you go kill the guy. I would live with a probation sentence.
Sure.
I'd be like 4 years probation, 1,000 hours community service. Good.
Don't do it again.
Please don't kill that pedophile a second time if he comes back from the dead. I can forgive. That I can definitely forgive.
Sure. I mean, everything
Circumstances
has to
matter.
be reviewed.
Context matters.
Yeah.
But like in the case of that one kid that we all knew from the business venture Doug and I used to have.
I think his name was
Tim.
Tim, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's public.
Or was
knowledge.
it Todd?
No, it's public knowledge. We can release it. It's fine. At least not his last name. But there was a case where he was an accessory. He ended up being convicted of a lesser charge, but his accomplice went into court and said he would do it again, and he was just like he was glad he killed his parents and his brother, and then the judge was like, "No, you're going away forever."
That's fine.
Good. Like that's unforgivable.
Yeah.
Clearly not remorseful. But people who genuinely want to change and be better, I'm all for giving them a way out.
That's the beginning of all the good animes.
It's always, I killed my parents, and then my brother, and my cat, and my dog, and now I'm alone, and I must find her. Who's her? We don't know. We won't find out till the end of the anime.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we never find out.
Yeah. So anyway, enough about rape. Next, we're going to talk about
Marie Trans.
Marie Tran.
Kelly Marie Tran.
Kelly Marie Trans. Okay, so Doug, this is your story. Run with it.
Well, okay, so there's been a huge backlash online for Kelly Marie Trans.
Kelly?
Kelly Marie Tran.
Okay.
Kelly. Kelly.
Okay.
She played Rose Tico in Last Jedi.
Okay.
Everybody that has been hating against her has been hating because her character, they say, didn't make any sense.
She was Jar Jar Chinks, right?
Basically, yes. That is
Rose was the one.
I'm just gonna let that one go.
Rose was the one that had a crush on Finn and stopped him from
deserting.
Yes.
Okay, before that joke slips away, I made that on purpose because to get serious for a minute, a lot of the comments were very racist.
Oh, super racist.
Yeah.
And I mean, it got to the point that she just couldn't take it anymore and actually deleted all of her
social media
accounts, every last one of them. So a lot of the actors have been coming to her defense and pointing out that a lot of this is misplaced rage.
Of course.
I'm just surprised this is happening now as opposed to when the movie actually came out.
over Christmas.
Oh, but the thing is, it's been going on.
It did come out at Christmas time, didn't
it?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. I thought it was like a year ago.
No.
Yeah.
It's been going on since day one. There was actually a petition to have this movie struck from the canon.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's how much.
That's so. You know what? I gotta talk about this for a minute. I fucking hate Star Wars.
Soapbox nerding.
I fucking hate Star Wars fans. I hate them.
Yeah.
Like the hardcore fans are just the biggest fucking nerds, and you just want to punch them. They're the ones that make punchable faces is embodied by Star Wars nerds.
No, okay.
Unlike any other.
Hold
Disagree.
on. Yeah, sorry.
There hasn't been a Star Trek movie in a while, and those nerds are way more punchable.
I don't know, but you have again Star Wars.
And I am okay. I'm one of those people.
I'm a Star Wars fan, so
yeah, same with me. Thanks. I'm the Rosetta Stone between both cultures. No, but Star Wars fans really need to be captured into like the ultra hardcore, and then just the hardcore. The ones that want the canon to be what the expanded universe was. They don't like that Disney has changed anything. They want the same movies that they've seen end over end. They don't want anything in that universe to be anything different from the way they want it. Those are the ones that are the problem.
Of course. It's the fringe elements, but the fringe elements are the loudest.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the thing. I understand that. I'm not saying all Star Wars fans are retarded, but a lot of them are.
Yeah.
And Star Trek fans too.
Sure.
Any fandom can get ridiculous sometimes. And you
Absolutely.
just, you know what, people, honestly, fuck off.
Isn't there like a Vulcan, Ohio or something
There's
like that?
a Vulcan, Alberta.
That's
nice.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's
no.
Canadian. And they have totally played it up too. It's all Star Trek themed.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
Yeah.
So is that what we're going
A
for?
whole town of punchable people.
It is. It really is. But it's funny because they're Albertans, so they're wearing cowboy hats and communicators.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Are they wearing the Spock ears? Do they have to cut holes in their sets so they get the ears?
That would
Yeah.
be a great place to have an away mission. Like, just go there and feel like you're in an away mission.
Yeah. All right. Next up.
Solo movie. Now, I'm the only one in this trio that's seen it.
Yep.
Do you guys care if I spoil shit?
No.
I don't
give a
think
fuck.
it would matter a shit because I don't
Okay.
think any of our listeners are even going to go.
First off, I enjoyed the movie. It was entertaining. Was it like the best Star Wars movie? No. Was it the worst? No. But it was ultimately entertaining just because you had this big thing that they had to accomplish, and it's like a whole bunch of marauders and bandits and stuff. So X is trying to betray Y, and Y is trying to betray Z, and Z and X are kind of working together, but you don't know if there's something more going on or not. So it's one of those movies that you don't know anyone's true motives throughout the movie, which makes it entertaining because, you're following along that path. Now, have you guys watched the Clone Wars series, the animated one on Netflix? It used to be on Cartoon Network.
Oh yes, then yeah, I have. I've watched
like
pretty
Star
much
Wars,
all
the
of
Clone Wars. Okay, so in the later seasons, Darth Maul comes back.
Yep.
And
he's basically half cyborged up.
Right, and he controls a crime syndicate. At least that's how he gains power again.
Yeah.
So at the end of the Han Solo movie, Emilia Clarke's character ended up killing her boss, and so now she's taking the role of that level in the crime syndicate.
Oh.
And she opened up communique with the person in charge of the syndicate, and it's revealed that it's Darth Maul.
And he's getting his own movie. That's what I hear.
Now, that's the question is Darth Maul getting his own movie, or is Darth Maul, or like, are they going to take these Star Wars stories and kind of intertwine them into their own movie, like their own arc? Because you have the ones on the horizon are possibly a Boba Fett movie, which would still incorporate into that series.
Yeah.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, which Maul and Obi-Wan are huge rivals.
Yep.
So those two movies could also work into that arc. And you're saying Darth Maul's going to get his own movie?
That's what I heard.
So that would, again...
I mean, the whole problem is with Star Wars, we focused on that central character line for so long.
Yeah, it was keeping up with the Skywalkers.
Yeah. It really was.
Yeah.
And now that they're going to break off, it'll feel like a universe. Instead of 5 people and maybe the other, 12 stormtroopers out there.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. I think we've Star Wars it up.
It was fun. Yeah. It was fun to watch.
Would you go back and see it again?
I'd wait for it to come out on video again.
Okay.
But, it was great to watch. It was good. Because it was all about the subterfuge between the characters and stuff that I liked.
So
and
it's
then it had,
Star Ocean's 11.
Essentially, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So
you also got to see the Han Solo Chewbacca, how they first met kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which was actually all right. It worked out decently.
Fair enough.
Speaking of Disney and their many properties, Peter Pan appears in what has to be the lamest fucking Kia commercial.
I don't think it's the lamest Kia commercial.
Oh my god! We watched it just before recording, and I wanted to stab myself in the eye.
Okay, that's fair.
So bad.
It was not.
So let me set it up for you people. If you haven't seen it yet, here's what it is. So it's Peter Pan, but in the future.
In the future,
in the future,
far future.
And Tinkerbell is a car.
No, Tinkerbell's a little android fairy
that controls the car.
Yeah,
she's basically Kit from Knight Rider.
No, the car is Kit.
The car is still Kit.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Okay, but the point is that the Captain Hook villain does not actually fit in the future scene at all.
No.
As a villain, he just doesn't work in the future.
No, it's instead of a pirate, he's like a tech mogul.
He's a tech hacker mogul with a hook.
With a hook.
But because they're British actors, they have a hard time pronouncing hook. So it's
hook.
Oh no, it is hook. Hook.
Hook.
You say, you gotta push your lips out of your face while you say it. Hook.
Hook.
Yeah, exactly. But what made this why I like this concept, granted, it was lame.
Yeah.
Super lame. And they're in the future and they're having a sword fight. That's kind of lame. But what I like about Peter Pan is that Peter Pan has influenced my life because always being childish, that's me, can fly, which is the prime superhero power.
Mm-hmm.
That's who influenced me at a very early age. It was the Disney Peter Pan cartoon movie.
Yeah, and now he's a metrosexual in 2055.
There you go.
Hook.
And he's fighting Hook.
But then what happens is when I'm 1993, Hook, the movie came out.
Oh, that was a
starring Dustin Hoffman and Robin Williams.
Yeah.
We're going circles back on things we've talked about.
Right.
About rape and suicide and all kinds of stuff.
That's right. And that was an amazing movie, Hook.
I don't know if it was amazing.
Come on, in its time, that was pretty good. Oh, God. It was imaginable.
All I can think of is the imaginary feast scene. That it just at that point.
That food looked delicious, by the way.
Speaking of delicious food, Anthony Bourdain killed himself.
Did he?
Oh, you just learning this?
Just learning.
In a bowl of soup?
No, he didn't cook himself.
Did he have a heart attack and then his face fell in soup and then he drowned?
No, it was legit suicide.
Okay.
He just decided it was time. I guess he had eaten everywhere and
The problem is that he did that right on the heels of the other
Kate Spade.
Yeah.
It's been a thing now. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, all the world's
Well,
creators
if they're
are
gonna
dying."
commit suicide, I'm gonna commit suicide.
It's like, bitch, fucking Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell and fucking Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix. Well, Jimi Hendrix I don't think it was a suicide. It was just drugging himself to death. But everybody's been killing themselves for all times, man. Suicide's a thing. Some people just aren't happy.
Yeah.
And you never know it till it's too late. Right?
That's an unfortunate part, and people should reach out and get help they need.
Yes, get help you need.
There's the PSA. The thing is that like, you become so good at putting the act of happiness on that when you're actually depressed, the second you go out and you start seeing people, you put that happiness act on.
Yep.
And they can't see through that because you just get so good at it.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you could film a whole podcast and no one will know that you secretly want to kill yourself. Anyway.
Okay. So, total action.
All right, next up, I want to talk about some hardware. I know these guys are not really tech people, but I got to rant a bit. So let's go. This is the segment, Jeff's Soapbox.
Jeff's
Tech box.
Tech box.
Soapbox. Soap tech.
The tickle trunk.
Yeah, I'm going to open up the Teckle trunk.
Jeff's tickle.
Teckle trunk.
Teckle's
Tackle trunk?
Yeah.
that's just not easy to say.
So, part of the reason I've been discouraged about recording videos lately is because the PC gaming market has become, it does this every now and again, where it goes full retard and shies away from things like value and performance.
Oh, you never go full retard.
Yeah, but in this case they do. And they go away from value and performance and being a customizable, sane, intelligent gaming option to being all about style over substance. And right now, there are three things that are still dominating the space. RGB lighting, which, fine, looks cool, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
I said three things. Did I mean three things now that I come to think about it?
I don't know. RGB lighting is one.
Small form factor. I mean, making cases smaller and smaller, which is fine.
I like that, actually.
Yeah. And tempered glass. Tempered glass cases, side panels. Some cases are entirely encased in tempered glass. It's just tempered glass. Now, here's the thing when dogs are barking and ruining my recording. I'm okay with tempered glass. I'm okay with aesthetics as long as it doesn't come at the cost of performance. It can even come at the cost of money. If you're going to release a product that's $20 or $30 more expensive because it has some tempered glass and RGB lighting, fine. At least consumers still have choice to buy the things that don't have these things. They still exist. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it existing. I'm cool with it being in the market space. What I am not cool with is them pushing a product and selling it to consumers who don't know any better about thermals. Now, I know neither of you know anything about hardware, but here's the thing. Let me put it for you in terms you can understand. Okay? Let's say you make, and in this case by Raijintek that I have in mind, it's really tiny. It's like 11 liters. It's really small.
Okay.
There's a small space, a lot of hot components in there. You got to ventilate.
Yes.
Right? Would you encase such a product in fucking solid tempered glass panels that can't breathe? Of course you wouldn't.
No.
That's retarded.
But why would they do it then?
Because it looks nice and
because
it's
it looks
sparkly.
Nice. Sparkly.
Who are you marketing it to?
Well, that's the thing. They're marketing it to people who value style over substance, which are, let's face it, younger people.
Who enjoy sparkly things.
They have not a lot of money, but they've saved their pennies, and they go out and buy this fancy-looking case because they think it's cool, and they get it home, they put their parts in it, and all of a sudden everything's overheating.
It'll help them with Fortnite.
Yeah.
It will. It'll make the room so bloody hot that they'll want to do nothing but play naked and masturbate because they're naked and the sight of their own body excites them, and then they'll shut off Fortnite and be real men.
So, okay, wait. Is now that you have all these hot components in tempered glass and ventilation is the issue, what is your solution, Jeff?
Well, they do have a version that replaces those side panels with vented panels. So it does exist.
Tempered glass vents?
No. They just eliminate the glass. They just go with standard steel, aluminum, whatever.
Oh, that's not nearly as nice.
It's not as nice, but it's functional.
Okay.
And They do have it, but what I hate is that they're pushing the marketing on the tempered glass one. And everybody's going to buy it because they're fucking retarded and uneducated. And the tech press is picking up on it, and they're promoting it. And it's their job to be objective and say, whoa, wait a minute. You know, I'm all for things looking pretty, but this is a ticking time bomb. You're putting your components in a space where they are going to thermal throttle. You're going to stress them unnecessarily. Electronics have a direct relationship with heat in terms of their lifespan. The hotter you get a capacitor for a longer period of time, the faster it will degrade. That is a fact. Every capacitor in your system, in electronics period, has a rating on it that is based on the hours spent at a certain temperature. Capacitors are rated to 85 degrees, 105 degrees, whatever it says on the side, for a number of hours. That is how many hours it will last at that temperature. If you keep stressing your components at those temperatures for prolonged periods of time, your components will die. They'll die quicker, as opposed to keeping them cooler.
Mm-hmm.
You can extend those hours. You're just nuking the shit you've paid a ton of money for. And it isn't... I don't care that it even exists. I just care that it's being pushed to people who don't know any better. And members of the tech press are promoting this case and not being responsible and standing up and calling bullshit for what it is. And saying, and doing their journalistic duty and saying, wait a minute, people of Earth, don't buy this piece of shit, no matter how nice it looks. And Raijintek, no offense to Raijintek, they're just doing what every other fucking hardware manufacturer is doing, and that's why I hate it. It's all style over substance. They're taking advantage of people who don't know any better.
Can you do that video?
What video?
Can you get a Raijintek glass case
No.
and stress it
I already
failure?
bitched at them on Twitter, and they threw me shade. So I don't think they're going to send me a sample now. But anyway.
How much shade did they throw you, Jeff?
Oh, they actually got defensive. They were like, no, we have an option that has no side panels. I'm like, bitch, you don't get it. And I said exactly what I just said now. It's like, you don't get it. It's the fact that you even made this case, brought it to market, and you're marketing it to people who don't know any better. It's irresponsible engineering, for one. And it's again, the onus is on the journalistic integrity of these reporters. Like, if you're going to Computex to cover it, you should be saying, Raijintek has this new tiny little ass case entirely encased in fucking tempered glass, and you shouldn't buy it because it's going to be hot as balls. That's what they should be saying, but no one is. They show it, they put it on the screen, they give Raijintek free fucking airtime, and they're not in the least bit critical. And I hate these motherfuckers.
Okay, wait. Okay. Is there a way with this tempered glass case to cool it?
They have a vent on the top that is supposed to, according to them, provide adequate airflow. But as a person who is about as expert in this topic as one can be, I can tell you that is 100% horseshit.
Is there a way to put some sort of liquid coolant inside the glass case?
It's too small. You can get parts. You can get a radiator that might fit on that mount where they do have a vent, like on the top side of this case.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to do some custom looping in there, but you're talking about another $500-600 in parts just to make it happen.
Never mind then.
So it's just not practical, and it would still probably be too hot because the radiator space. I mean, it's all about surface area, and there just wouldn't be enough of it. Anyway, it's just annoying, and I hate it, and this is why I don't want to make videos. People, if you're wondering why my frequencies dropped, it's because of shit like this. The industry, it happened a few years ago too, back when the power supplies started to come with LED fans that had different colors and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they were the kind of power supplies that blow up your house. And that's what happens when the industry shifts from substance to style, is that they sacrifice performance in exchange for pretty.
But it comes in waves though, right? Like right now you're in the style, and then it'll go back to substance for a while.
You know, it's like my wife who just walked in here. She just walked in. She is a substance over style kind of woman, right?
Okay.
She's all about brains first, and then appearance second or third or fourth. I'm just kidding, honey.
No, you're really not.
No, I am kidding. But it's true. I love her because of what's inside first. And then looking pretty comes as a consequence, as a result of confidence and poise. That's what I want from my hardware. To be put together, damn it. To work. and then look good.
Okay.
Function is sexy.
So it comes in waves. You got derailed by your wife coming in.
know.
So in the next year, do you think it'll go back to substance? Because it would have to, right?
Well, the problem is right now is there's not a lot of hardware developments happening. Graphics cards have been stagnant. NVIDIA has no competition right now, so they have no incentive to release their next generation product. Same goes for Intel. The problem on the processor side is that we're at a hard limit of how fast processors can be, so the core wars are upon us. So rather than having faster processing cores, we have more of them. They're expanding laterally as opposed to up.
I like that, because we're getting to the point where we can finally eject cores.
You have to eject a core.
Yeah, which is how you solve every Star Trek problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are advancements happening, but not the kind that are truly groundbreaking and substantial like we've seen in the past. So, people are sticking with their hardware. There's no incentive to buy something because it's better.
Mm-hmm.
Because the performance increments that we're seeing generation over generation are getting smaller. So if that's the case, the only thing you can really sell this crowd are things that are pretty. That's part of the problem.
Well, okay, so what you do is you just take the hard limit of what the processors are now, and you try to make them smaller.
That's what they're doing.
Which seems
Smaller,
like
more power efficient.
like PlayStation's done that for the longest time.
Yeah.
In fact, they do that every console generation.
Yeah, make it
Console
smaller,
comes
make it
out
quieter.
and then make it smaller and quieter, and then resell that, and then
Yeah. No, that's true, and that is happening, but the performance advancements are not there. Is the problem. Partly because graphics cards, like I said, stagnating because NVIDIA's alone at the top.
But the performance enhancement will come next, right? If they're making it smaller with more style, the next step the logical step would be just doing that. And I get what you're saying, how there's no competition, so NVIDIA doesn't have to do anything else.
Not really. They have to compete with their own products as well.
Right,
so they have to think, well, everybody has our current products, so now we have to sell them our new stuff.
It's not really a competition, because it's like, Disney releases a Star Wars movie, and then the next weekend they release a Marvel movie. To them, that makes no sense, because the two movies will be competing against each other.
Yeah.
Their own products.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my little rant. So, wise up, people. Don't support companies that do that. There are companies out there, believe it or not, that are still largely substance over style. So you just have to find them, for case manufacturers especially. Just be wise. Don't listen to everything that the guys at the top tell you in the tech tube world.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
They have to appease shareholders at that point.
Yeah, and their audience. And that's the problem, is that these journalists, the big tech channels, have to put out stories that people click. And the ones that people click are the ones that involve these fucking pretty-looking cases that don't really work. That's the problem. It's perpetual. The blame ultimately lies with the consumer.
Okay, so what was the name of that streamer that died recently? Seabiscuit? Biscuit Cookies?
Seabiscuit.
That is fantastic.
Total Biscuit.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if he did one of...
Seabiscuit. Oh, God.
If he did one of this glass case, do you think he'd be honest, or do you think he'd just kind of sell
No,
it?
he'd be honest. He's not a hardware guy, but he's brutally honest. And that's why he's so missed, is because when he did games, but like when he reviewed a game, you knew he didn't give a fuck about who made it. He was beholden to no one, and he built his entire audience off of being honest. And there's so few people like that. I just don't trust any of the big tech tubers anymore.
So, but what I'm saying is, why don't you be that guy?
Because
Brutally honest.
that shit don't sell. It's very hard to break through with honesty. People would just rather watch all the pretty shit. They would just watch the guys who really don't know what they're talking about.
You can still do pretty shit reviews, but be honest about the pretty shit reviews.
I guess. Anyway, we're getting tight on time, and my dog's bothering me here.
Yeah. So
the last topic,
Total Action Battleground.
we're gonna talk a little bit about totally accurate battlegrounds,
Totally accurate.
whatever the fuck it's called. We watched a brief video of it prior to recording the podcast, and it does look fantastic, I have to say.
It's a free-to-play game, kind of like
Well,
Fortnite.
hold on,
kinda
not free to play, it's free right now.
Free right now. I should download it when I get home because I don't have it.
Let's see if it's still free while
No, it
Rick's
is.
talking.
I looked up.
Okay,
Because I
so
figured you might actually ask.
so the point is that it's a similar game to like Fortnite and PUBG.
Yeah. And Minecraft Hunger Games.
Yeah, Minecraft Hunger Games, but it looks like all the characters are Gumby running around.
Not even Gumby. They kind of look like you guys remember the movie Hellraiser?
Yeah.
When the guy loses his skin, except in cartoon form. Just the eyes bugging out, and it's just all pink.
Yeah.
All not pink, like fleshy, like bloody flesh color.
And I don't know. I just think it's random things just make it
The
hilarious.
way they shoot the gun, and it's just like goopy arms, just like.
Or when they get in the car, how it does like it zooms in on their face.
It's quite goofy, and I have to say I'm impressed with what I've seen.
All right, so there is some backstory on this on their page.
Yeah.
Apparently, this was an April Fool's parody
Oh yeah.
of Battlegrounds, and I guess it's just been going since.
Oh wow. Nice. Good for them. Lawsuits incoming, maybe.
Oh,
So-
no doubt.
But parody is protected by the law under fair
Yeah.
use, right?
And I mean,
So-
realistically, I don't know how realistic it is. They've changed some of the metrics. Instead of a shrinking map,
yeah.
it's just giant obelisks you can see in the sky coming down to smash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that we're done this topic, we're presented with our final topic
Yeah.
that we do at the end of every show.
I will unplug the mic.
Doug, come on. Doug, you gotta whip up top 10. You gotta do
Alright,
it. Just whip up a
fine.
top 10. What do you got?
So I went through Steam in
Oh.
honor of.
Okay.
Oh, I was ready for you, bitches.
I know you were.
Okay, yeah, we kind
We knew Doug's reliable.
had an inkling.
Yeah.
So I looked up FPS and the popular tags,
Okay.
and we're just gonna do a quick game. Is it free or not?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. All right. I like this.
Yeah.
Okay, Greg. Okay, rock, paper, scissors, Greg, for the first go.
Yeah.
On 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and
I
I
win.
lose.
Yeah.
Rock, paper,
Okay.
scissors. All right.
So we already know totally accurate Battlegrounds free to play.
Yeah. For now.
For now.
Yeah.
There is a cost after like the first 100 hours or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's a game above it, and I went through their list of what's popular, top 10, bottom to top. Paladins. It's the name of the game.
Oh,
I know
okay.
Paladins.
I know Paladins too.
It
That's free.
is now free, I think.
Yeah, you can pay money to buy all the characters,
Yeah.
but it's free.
It is free.
It's free to play. Yeah. Okay.
Boom, point. Gregors.
Okay. Payday 2.
Ooh, I know this one too.
It was free for a while.
Yeah, it was. I got it when it was free for a while.
But it's not anymore.
It is not anymore.
Nice.
It's
Okay.
$12, $11.50.
1-1.
All right, Greg, Gary's mod.
I don't know that game, so
I do. Can I steal?
I don't know if we've ever had a precedent for steal.
no, you can't steal.
Why can't I steal?
Otherwise, Greg would win on like half of these games.
Because
Okay.
well, the thing is like you would just get that point. I might as well just get it wrong.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's free.
it's not.
It's not
Oh,
It
fail.
is actually a lot of money for a game that's useless.
free. Well, it usually goes on sale for $2.50.
Yeah, well, it's $11 right now.
Yeah. Regular price is like $10 American. So
All right, Jeff gets Rust.
Rust is. It wasn't free for the longest time. I don't know if recently it's been made free, but I'm gonna go with
Jake?
not.
No, it is not. It is big money.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like $40.
$39.99.
Yeah, $40.
So yeah, you're up 2-1.
Yeah.
Greg gets Realm Royale.
Oh, wow. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's free.
It is definitely free, but it is number 5 on the list, by the way.
Okay.
Jeff gets Team Fortress 2.
Ooh,
Team Fortress 2 is
Ooh,
free.
That's an old one.
It is a free-to-play game.
Yep.
Okay, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
That is not free.
Absolutely
No,
not.
not free.
Now, what about Counter-Strike Global Offensive?
3-3.
Not free.
It is not. And we all know the top one on this list, so we're not
4-3.
even going to go there.
4-3.
How
Oh,
about
well,
PUBG?
Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
Yeah, PUBG is not
that's-
free. It's not free.
It's beta still. isn't
No,
it?
it's not free.
I was gonna say it's
Hold on.
free, but I guess not, eh?
Hold on.
I'd already beaten you anyway, so.
Yeah.
in my mind,
No, but that would have tied it, right?
No, you were 2 behind.
I was 1 behind.
There's one behind.
Wow.
Whatever.
Well-
I think you won this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Pumpkin
not in
Spice.
beta anymore.
I failed at Gary's mod.
Yeah,
Ugh,
sorry.
Fuck Gary.
All right. Well, anyway, that's a podcast, people.
Yeah.
Apologize for the crass humor and the rape talk, but it's a touchy subject we had to broach because apparently 3 white males are the authority on that subject.
We are not authorities in any manner.
No, we're not. We're just talking about T.J. Miller and
That's right.
his diddle habits. And
And quite frankly, at the end of the day, all of us are just too scared to even talk to women. So
yeah, it's true.
That's true.
That's why you're listening to this podcast.
that's what we do on a Friday.
Yeah, we're here on Friday recording. Anyway, thanks for listening, and we will see you again soon. Oh, no, plugs. Doug, got anything to plug?
I have nothing to plug.
Doug, plug something.
I can plug something into the wall later.
Okay, no.
Nothing.
I stream on Twitch. Stream name is Bubble
Bubble
Baron.
Baron, yeah, become a bubble
a
bear.
barbarian.
A barbarian.
Barbarian.
A bubble bear. A bubble bear. But dude, Bubble Bear's better. A barbarian. No, I like barbarian.
Yeah, it's much better.
And
I'm sorry.
I'm Ofa. Watch me on YouTube. New video is probably going to be coming out next weekend. And bye-bye.